Czerkawski is the after-school coordinator at CWES Elementary School. This program is very special. It promotes healthy living and active lifestyles for the children involved. Cindy spends time with the children, teaching them how to garden at CWES and also garden when they get back home, no matter the living arrangement. By teaching the kids the techniques of successful gardening, they also are adding beauty to their homes, learning responsibility by watering plants at the right time with the right amount, learning how to read and follow the correct instructions on certain plants, identifying problems that may occur and knowing how to fix them, and also learning how to recycle with the use of a compost tank that they have at school. Gardening may seem like a nuisance that's expensive and hard to keep up, but this is not the case. With gardening at home, you can actually save money by growing and preparing your own food. This is one of the things that the children can tell their parents at home. You know exactly what you'll be eating because you know what, if any, fertilizers and pesticides that you added to the plants. Gardening can also be a form of therapy. It's very relaxing. Overall, it teaches the children how to be self-sufficient and know how to save money while also being healthy. Children who grow their own food are more likely to eat fruits and vegetables and to show higher levels of knowledge about nutrition. They are also more likely to continue healthy eating habits throughout their lives. Eating fruits and vegetables in childhood have been shown to be an important predictor of higher fruit and vegetable consumption in adulthood, which can help prevent or delay chronic disease conditions over a lifetime. Gardening provides different forms of engagement for children, including designing, planting, and maintaining gardens, harvesting, preparing, and sharing food, working cooperatively in groups, learning about science and nutrition, and creating art and stories inspired by gardens. The process of gardening gives empowering experiences. Students engaged in designing and maintaining gardens show an increase in self-efficiency, pro-environmental attitudes, and environmental stewardship. Plus, active gardening, such as picking flowers or planting trees as a child, has been shown to have a strong influence on how natural areas and gardens are valued in adulthood.
Hi, my name is Cindy Czerkawski and I'm the after-school coordinator here at CWES Elementary School, and I'd like to welcome you to our gardens. The children here in the after-school program are responsible for the beautification projects here at the school. They've also helped develop our butterfly and our hummingbird gardens. We have several wildlife habitat areas that the children enjoy looking for insects and salamanders or lizards. Today in the garden they were very excited to find a worm. I know one of the little boys was chasing the girls around and they were screaming, so I kind of encouraged him to hold out his hand and show them the worm so that they wouldn't be so afraid. I like to think of vegetable gardening as like baking a cake, and when you think of it that way, when you're going to make a cake you have to get all your ingredients together. When you plant a garden you need to have something to put the garden in, a container, so you can use a vegetable raised bed, which we have here, the frames, or you can also get just a container or maybe a small shoe that you have that you were going to throw away. You can put some soil and some flowers in that. Once you have your container you need to find a sunny spot, just like when you bake your cake at the right temperature it's going to do well. You get the sunny spot for the plants to grow in, and then your next ingredients are going to be your soil and your compost and a little bit of fertilizer and an adequate enough amount of water. A lot of people overwater their plants and then they can't breathe. The root systems do need to dry out and be able to have a little bit of aeration in the soil to do well. If they sit in a lot of swampy soil then they're not going to do well and the vegetable plant or the flower will die. If you do have those ingredients put together and you decide if your plants are going to be a fall season plant, which was what we've been planting today with the children. Those are cabbages, broccoli, cauliflower. We have planted kale in the past, some greens. You can also plant onions if you have some left over from the summer. And we have herbs. There's some parsley that's growing really well right now, and oregano. Basil usually likes the hotter temperatures, so our basil we've already harvested and let the children take that home to put in pizza sauce or spaghetti sauce. But once you've decided what vegetables that you know that you'll eat, plant those and enjoy taking care of them together. And once you cook them, a lot of times the children are very fascinated with that. When they get to season them with the salt and pepper and the herbs from the garden, it gives it a really wonderful flavor, and they'll probably eat more broccoli. So I just welcome you to try some of these gardening projects with your children. And again, I thank you for visiting Cary Woods. We really do enjoy the opportunity to have our gardens with our students here, and thank you so much.
The children are spending time in the garden planting crops and making it more beautiful. The crops that are being planted are edible. After they are fully grown, Cindy prepares the food for the children and they get to eat the plants that they have planted. This is great because it shows the kids that they can start something and see the end results. They also can help with making sure the garden is clean. Cindy encourages the kids to pick up after themselves and not leave any trash in or around the garden. Some of the children help rake up pine straw that falls from the large pine trees hanging over the garden. Physical activity is encouraged because many children don't play outside once they get home. This helps reduce childhood obesity and nature deficit disorder. Nature deficit disorder is not a medical condition. It describes our lack of a relationship to the environment. It hurts our children, our families, our communities, and our environment. Luckily, the cure starts in our own backyards. Cindy is a great contributor to making sure kids get plenty of time outside and around nature. Gardening may sound boring, but this program leads the students to have an interest in the outdoors. They can even pass this on to younger siblings and even their parents.
My favorite thing about the garden is eating the food that we plant.
My favorite thing about gardening is to grow vegetables.
My favorite thing about the garden is when I put the seeds in.
My favorite thing about the garden is watching the stuff grow.
I like playing in the dirt.
I like to catch the bugs. What I like most about the garden is that you help the earth and you can replant things.
The Cary Woods Elementary School Afterschool Program does an excellent job at teaching kids how fun being outside can actually be. If you would like to make a donation to this program to help with supplies, contact Cindy Czerkawski with the information given.